Good morning. Good morning. Everybody's up and early this morning. Grab a cup and join me. See, there's already 11 girls here, so I am so happy that you all joined me. I have seen so many lives and so many people are doing crochet and knit podcast. Some of the lives don't talk about crochet, but they're still up there, and I know it is a ton of fun. So I really want you to know I appreciate that you take the time to join me. I try to keep the content close to the fiber arts as I can. Hi, Deb and Steph and everybody that's from my small knit group. It's called a knit group, but it's really whatever, crochet. Hi, Steve. Yes, I have a fan on and have a big show today. We have to draw for the booties, and I'm going to quick go over and see if there was any additional people that added a booty in, because I saw there was a whole bunch last night. And I'm just going to quick boot that up. And there isn't. Okay. Wow. That was quick on the chat. It just like scrolled up. Oh my gosh. Really? Thank you so much, everybody. All right. Well, we have lots of giveaways today. We have a D-stash. We have a jewelry giveaway. And I have a little crochet book I'd like to give away. So be sure to stay for the whole show so that way you don't miss out. We were doing a booty make along, and I did enter everyone into the wheel that I had. I think there were 13 finishes. So that is great. And if you would go and look at all of the entries when you get a chance, because everybody's looks different. It's really cool. So the giveaway, if you entered a booty in, was this skein of ice yarns. It is a 3 light and is a beautiful marled blue color. Perfect to make those Parker booties with. You also get a daisy stitch marker, that one right there, and a set of the inserts. So you would be able to display them if you wanted to sell your booties. And usually I take my inserts out and don't sell them with it. I just put them on the display. But lately I have found that you can buy 100 of these for like $5.99 on Amazon. So I thought it doesn't matter. If they're that cheap, I'll just let them go with it. Already 30 people here. You guys are awesome. All right, so I put all 13 names into the wheel, and we're going to find out who won the booty make along from last week. You only had a week to do this. You guys all came over from there. That is cool. And I also found out that Pamela from Pamela's Adoring Crochet has the carousel box, the Christmas ornament carousel box, and she will be putting her video up this week. So you want to watch for that. I will put it in the Margaret Holiday won the booties live make along. So that is done. So we will go on to the next make along today. She has a week to let me know. I don't know if she's here. She probably isn't, but that's okay. She will let me know. Yep, Pam's going to be sending it off to the next person in the line. And the next person in line for the crochet, or not the crochet, the carousel Christmas ornament box will be Sandy at left is right crochet. So she is number 3rd on the list, and that's where it'll be sent out Monday morning. And Pam will be doing her video. I do have a playlist for that carousel box down below. All right, so let's go on to the next make-along, for the live. I put up a post yesterday in the Facebook group, which is linked to this channel, and it is the Superbly Simple Baby Blanket. That is the one that I choose to do. I'm doing it with you, and you don't have to do this granny square blanket. You can do any baby blanket that you want. You have 3 weeks to do it in, so the winner will be chosen from the random finished blankets on June 27th. So if you want to put in, what yarn you're using and you're starting out, that's fine. But if you just want to do a blanket and put the finished in, that's fine too. This granny square, the reason why I picked it was because a lot of times when you do a granny square blanket, the granny square is fine if you're doing just, say, 7, 8, or 9 inch square and then sewing them all together. But when you continuously do a granny square around and around and around, a lot of times you'll notice that it starts to slant and it doesn't stay square. And that's because the continuous around without turning can, that same stitch over and over can tweak your square. This blanket has 3, it is free, and is free on Ravelry. One of the girls will drop the link in here so you can get it. This square does not use the same stitch every single row. What it does is it uses 3 rows and repeats those 3 rows. And that's why I like it, because it always stays square. So when you're looking at this pattern, a lot of girls are like, what? It's confusing me. That's because the girl wrote it in UK terms, but she wrote the second alternative United States terms right next to it. So if you start out reading it, as soon as you see where it says 2 triples / doubles, take your highlighter and go through the pattern and highlight the US terms on the double crochet and on the single crochet. That way, when your eye looks to the pattern, it'll only see the choice for the United States terms. That makes total sense now. So if you go back and you look at it later, it says chain 4, slip stitch to form a ring, slip stitch into the ring, chain 3, double crochet into the ring. You don't even see the 2 triples, because triple means double in the UK terms. And then when you get to the next part where it says single, you'll see just the single. You won't notice the double, because your highlighter will say, hey, So that is my tip on the pattern. And then when you start it, you'll do 3 rows and then you'll repeat, and you'll understand why I picked it, because, oh my gosh, it's potato chippy. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you a finished one. Now, you've seen this before. I used an ice cream yarn, the banana split, and that is the pattern I used. It is the Superbly Simple Granny Square. And you can see where the granny square stitch is in there. The next row is a single crochet row, and then the next row is a V-stitch row. So those 3 rows continuously alternate and keep your square square. So that was one. Now the one that I'm doing with you is going to be done in the 3 light Karen skinny cakes. I already started it. I have mine in my little cake case, I call it, that LaToya gave me. Isn't it cute? It fits a Karen cake in there perfect. This is the large one. And I'm not going to take it out because I have another one that I can show. So I started it. I'm using an H hook rather than the G. I think that the H gives it the drape that you need. And this is how far that I am now. And right here, I did not color control. I just let the yarn do the changes. And it's not that bad. You almost can't tell. All right, Lori's going to pick a different blanket to do. She's doing one from Jada and Stitches. That's great. I'm glad. See, that's great. It is. It's perfect. You just set this right by your chair, and it keeps your cake in there. Now, some people said that once you get a hole like that, put a paper, or not a paper towel, but a toilet paper roll in there, and it'll stop it from falling in. And then when it gets a little bigger, set a second one in there. So that way, throughout the whole time you're using the Karen cakes or whatever cakes, that it will stay without falling in on itself. I'm going to use the H5 5.5 millimeter on this one. That's the H. I know them as the sizes. So that is the blanket that I'm doing. The link will be, it was put in the chat once, but it'll probably be put in the chat again. And the prize for doing the blanket is going to be a cake of the Karen skinny cakes. This is a 3 medium, or a 3 light, I mean. And it is called Blueberry Pudding. And it is 100% acrylic. And it is also 795 yards. Perfect to make that size baby blanket. So that is the prize. It'll be drawn on June 27th. So you have 3 weeks to do this blanket. So yeah, it's awesome. If you have any questions about this make-along or anything else, ask me at the end of the show. We'll bring back the talk of this blanket in just a little while. The link can be found in the Facebook group if you want that. It's free on Ravelry, and the author is Heather Gibbs, and it's called Superbly Simple Baby Blanket. And it is free. So that's the new make-along. Now, that doesn't mean that's all I'm going to talk about in make-alongs today, because I know that I'm going to be talking about others. I have a list. Anybody who's been following me knows that I used to be a paparazzi dealer, and so I've been giving away jewelry on the very first segment on my live every week. Today is no exception. We have a nice little necklace today. It's a different kind of necklace, and how you enter to win the necklace is Deb, my moderator here, marks the chat. So she's going to go ahead and mark the chat for the jewelry giveaway, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. This piece of jewelry is a bar. It's a short one, so it's going to lay approximately there. And it does have an extender, which is right here. Has a little bit of an extender. And then it has matching dangle earrings to go with it. And if you would like to win this, just write jewelry in the comments between the marks. So now, this piece is a silver coated lead and nickel free. And it is a paparazzi piece that's discontinued. So if you'd like to win that, you do need to have a United States address, and you need to be 18 and a subscriber here to my channel. And I think it's going to lay right about your neckline. Very pretty piece called Arizona Adventure. It's got yellow etching on it. Very, very nice Western style piece. Give you a couple more seconds to enter that. Later on in the show, we will have a D-stash for some ice yarns. Okay, Deb, go ahead and mark the chat again, and we'll get that drawing underway. Deb will go back in the back, run the wheel, find out how many people are entered, and let us know who won that. Okay, some topics that I'd like to talk about today. The Outlander make-along. We have a make-along that started on June 1st, and it is for anything themed with the Outlander inspiration. So basically, you could do any kind of craft as long as you came up with a theme of the Outlander. So, of course, I'm going to be crocheting and knitting and things like that I do. But other people might do, you know, sewing or embroidery or something like that. I hope you're excited about this as I am, because I mean, that's who I am, and that's the things that'll be going on my channel. So let's see. I decided to try the novella shawl. Now, in the post for this Outlander theme make-along, there is a link to the novella shawl. It is by, it's a blog, and the blog is called, let me quick look at the name of her blog. Regina Alexis Weiss. So she blogs this pattern, and you go to her blog and you have to read, you know, your pattern in a blog style. And it's fine. I don't mind doing that at all. You cannot just print 55 pages. It just makes no sense. The winner for the jewelry is Ravini. Congratulations to Ravini. Deb just let me know. So what I did was I went ahead and I started the novella shawl yesterday. Now, this is the Outlander bag that I have to keep a project in, which is cool. I love it so much. I got it from Nancy, and I'm using the Ferris wheel in this beautiful, what is it? Morning Java. Now, this is a 4-weight yarn, but it is a light 4-weight with a little halo. And so I started it yesterday, and I'm using the H on it, the H hook on it, just like, I believe that's the suggested size. And as soon as I started reading the pattern, I went, oh, holy cow. It was a stitch that I hadn't tried before. And I'm like, let's look at it. It's called the linked double crochet. What is the linked double crochet? Well, remember when I used to say, and I have said many times, that my favorite stitch is not the double crochet because it tends to be wobbly and it doesn't stand up by itself, and it makes for a holy blanket, especially the larger the hook, etc. Well, if you link the double crochet, what happens is it tightens up those holes. So when you know how you usually yarn over and then go into your stitch for a double crochet? Well, you need that yarn over. But rather than yarning over, you will pick a loop up from your stitch before and use that as your yarn over. And then you just do your double crochet like normal. Well, I love it. Love it. Here's the beginning of the novella shawl. And as you can see, the double crochets are linked and you cannot see any spaces. Now, she does have a little link to a tutorial to do that double crochet. So all you'll have to do is go to her blog and you can review how she says to do that linked double crochet. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it, loving it. Yeah, there's no holes. Absolutely cool. Now, I did check my gauge. My gauge, your gauge is supposed to be 2 inches for 4 rows or 2 inches for 6 double crochets. I have gauge for 2 inches for 4 rows. I do. But I don't have gauge on 6 across. I have 8 across. It's more, and so therefore I'm sticking to it, and I'm going to go ahead. I would rather be a little bit bigger for a shawl than smaller. So perfect. Now this pattern has an optional hood, and I'm going to do that. It has a ruffle on the bottom, which I'm going to do that. And then it also has some fun fur, and I have the exact yarn that she is using, and that is the Lion Brand Gopher Faux in the Husky colorway. As you can see, they will probably go very well together. And that goes around your hood. So if anybody wants to try this pattern, I'm doing that. I started it. I have no idea how long it'll take. Doesn't matter, because in the Outlander make-along, all I'm going to do is take random drawings from any of the make-alongs that you guys are working on. So make sure you put in a progress photo in that Facebook page post. You go to announcements and you grab the tab up there, you hit the tab, and only the announcements, only the make-alongs will show up. So that is that make-along. So I hope everybody will be enjoying that. That'll run through the end of the year for the next 6 months. 7 months, whatever. So the other thing that I do in my show is a D-stash. And at this point, we are going to use an ice yarn and D-stash that today. Tina says that I'm doing it backwards. That more stitches in 2 inches means that it'll make mine smaller. But if I have 2 inches in 4 rows this way, I'm right on the money, right? You know what I'll do? Later on, I'll do the math, and I might rip that back. I'm not going to talk about it now. I'll go back and do the math and look at it a little bit closer, and then I will possibly rip it out. But either way, I'm going to do that pattern. So. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to mark the chat for the D-stash, and I'm going to give away some really cool yarn that I found on the winter sale at Ice Yarns last year. So Deb, go ahead and mark the chat. And if you would like to win this, this would be perfect to use for Outlander inspired items. So if you want to win the ice yarns, just comment below ice yarn. So here is your color. It's a marl. It is like a chocolate brown, some grays, and it is a roving. This appears to be a 5 bulky to me. And there are 4 skeins of it, 4 donuts of it for you to win today. And it's 10% wool and 90% acrylic. And the colorway is cream brown. What else does it tell me? Anything? It can... All right, so hand wash, lay flat to dry. And you get 4 of these. How many yards are we talking? I'm not sure if this is discontinued or not. It is 75 meters. So you get 4 of them. So we'll give you a couple of seconds more to and enter into that. And all I have to say is ice yarns. If you're interested in helping me with shipping, there is a super chat and a super sticker. You just click on the $ below and you can send me a little bit of cash to help with shipping anytime. I appreciate that. So Deb's going to go ahead and mark the chat again and give us a winner for the Ice Yarns D-Stash today. In a few minutes, we'll have that winner. Another one of the make-alongs that is going on my channel is hats, and more hats. The spotlight yarn for the month of June is Schackenmeyer Bravo. Softy with lots of halo and a stitch marker, a daisy stitch marker. So if you're interested in entering a hat into the hats, and more hats, also that post is in the announcements tab of my Facebook group. And I haven't started my hats yet. That's okay. No rush, I guess. It is a 3 light this time, so it's going to be a different kind of pattern. Thanks, Jan. Thank you so much, Alice. I appreciate it. You're a peach. Another one of the Outlander themed items that I have started, I did not link below because there is no link for it. It is one of my own. I have looked at many patterns and I found a simple way to do a cowl with the 6 bulky. So I went ahead and started a new one and I'm going to show it to you today. Deb says she has 27 entries in the D-Stash. Woohoo! 37 people here. All right, so I went over to Joann's a couple times and Michael's a couple times. And if I saw a clearance yarn for 6 bulky, I got it. If it wasn't on clearance, I didn't get it. I figured I don't use the 6 bulky for crochet much at all. It hurts your hands, etc. So if I had any luck finding any for a clearance, I would use it on knit stuff. So a while back, I found this Lush Alpaca. And it was in this gorgeous, purple violet colorway. And the halo on this is, of course, alpaca. It's gorgeous. So, of course, I had to buy it, right? And it is a six bulky. This is 20% alpaca. Oh, it's extremely soft. Are you kidding? Ravini won again. Oh my gosh, you guys. Congratulations to Ravini. Needs to buy a lottery ticket. Okay, so I'm using this loops and threads, and I'm doing an Outlander inspired cowl. I picked out my bamboo US 13s 9mm needles, and I cast on 60 stitches, and then I joined in the round. So I am just doing a cowl in the bulky 6 for 60 stitches, and I'm doing 3 knit and 1 purl all the way around. That is it for the whole entire cowl. And I'm going to do well, you know what? Probably 2 skeins of this until I run out. So there's your cowl. Now, the thing about this one is, yes, it is. It's extremely, if you turn it over, this is the side that they show you in any patterns that are done similar to this. So this is the side. So this is reversible. And I'm probably going to be doing several of these in different sizes throughout the Outlander Make Along. And I probably will be giving away some of this yarn in the first, not this color, but some of this 6 bulky yarn that I found in the clearance aisles or what have you. I'm going to give some away. So this is going to be about 14, so it's going to be nice and it's luxurious. Now, 6 bulky normally doesn't give, but look at this. Look at that stretch and give. It's going to be lovely. So if you want that pattern, all I have to do is write it down. It is 13 US 13 needles, and I believe this is the 24-inch fixed needles. You could do it on magic loop if you had to, but 60 stitches, knit 3, purl 1, and you probably don't even have to use 13s. You could use a what is it, 11mm. It would still come out pretty cool. So that's another one of my starts that I just started. All right. Another thing that I brought out today was a book. I have 2 of these, I found out. This one is from Patans, and it's called Beehive Baby Yarn for babies newborn to 18 months. It is just a brochure style magazine. It has a pink dress and a blue sweater. These are all crocheted. Then it has this christening gown with a hat. That's crocheted. And then the outfits. So it has 3 different, this style outfit, on the top, this style outfit on the top, and then this stripes. And the pants probably are all the same pattern. But yeah, I have 2 of these, so I thought, well, why not share one? So again, Deb is going to mark the chat one more time so that we can give away this brochure. Baby items. It's all crocheted. They're using, go ahead and write down if you want to enter into the pamphlet, write pamphlet down, and we'll draw a winner for this. See what yarns that they used in this. Baby yarn or fingering weight. So the very lightest weight yarns are used with a USD, a D hook. These are beautiful. Now, in the background here, it's showing a blanket with like a real fancy design on it. I don't know whether they tell you how to do that or not. Let's see. Christening gown, shirts and shorts, tea party dress, the jacket. Oh, yes, and the blanket. So that blue sweater pattern is also on the blanket. Super cool. I'm loving that. All right. Hope you guys are enjoying the live today, and you do every Sunday. I'm so happy you're here. 38 people stayed. That's not bad at all. Give it just a couple more seconds, and we'll give away that brochure. Hi, Denise. All right, Deb, go ahead and mark the chat for that. We'll end that giveaway. And I'd like to go back to the blanket one more time because that's the live starting today. So Deb's going to mark the chat for the pamphlet and go back and give us a winner for that. All right. So today's live make-along that we started is going to be the Superbly baby blanket. The pattern will be popped into the chat one more time. And you don't have to do that granny square blanket. You can do any baby blanket. But here is the start of mine that I'm doing along with you. And I'm using this Superbly Simple Granny Square by Heather Gibbs, and you can find it on Ravelry. It is a free pattern. There's the link there. Thanks, Kim. I didn't know Kim was here. Hello, Kim. I hope you had a great time in Chicago last week. That you are home and safe again. So that is the baby blanket that I tried. Now, if you try this, the girls have been saying that they are going to go and read that and start that. I'm using Karen Cakes Skinny Cakes in the color Blueberry Pudding. And it is in UK terms. So all you have to do is look at where the slash is in the pattern, find the two, the UK term is first, the United States term is second, and make a little highlighter mark over the United States terms, and it should help you through that. And the winning, the winner will win in 3 weeks. The winner, yes, that's a 3 light, and it is an acrylic. Here is the ball band on this yarn. There's your specs. I'm not sure if you can see everything on there, but it is a 3 light, 100% acrylic yarn with 795 yards on it, which makes an extremely perfect large baby blanket. And this is the skein that I'm going to be giving away for the winner. The winner will be drawn June 27th, so you have 3 weeks to do your blanket in. I'm going to go ahead and pick out one of my daisy stitch markers, and I'm going to pick out a new one, the new design, and it's a dark blue one. And it appears we have a winner for the pamphlet, and that winner is Julie Marchell. Congratulations, Julie. I'm going to go ahead and put that on here so I don't forget. That way, when I put it away. So this will be given out June 27th on that live. That's when we'll start a new live, make along together. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but do we have any questions for me in the Ask Me Anything Within Reason? Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Yes. I think I have covered most of what I decided to talk about today. But congratulations, Julie. Yes. Wonderful. 42 people are still here. I have done that blanket before. I've done it 3 or 4 times, but the last time I did it in the banana split colorway, which is a 3 light ice cream by Lion Brand yarn, and it come out perfect. I think it's just something you can sit, watch TV, and I did not color control this blanket, and I this one you can't, but no, I'm not color controlling the blanket. As you can see where this changed right here, a little bit of the blue runs over into the beginning white, but I don't think it's noticeable that much. I mean, yeah, I just pointed it out to you, but I think it's going to be fine. I can't remember the last one I did I'm almost thinking that I did one of these Superbly Simples in another self-changing yarn. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. The other day when Crystal at Bag O' Day pulled Cynthia's name and she won, I was like, oh my gosh. And Deb saw it too. And Deb went ahead and sent me a message like, did you see Cynthia won? And I'm like, yeah, let's not tell her until we, see whether or not she doesn't see it. And so we didn't say anything. And she did see it on her own. And I'm sure that was a big shock, a big surprise. And congratulations for winning Bag O' Day's 100 ball giveaway. That's our Cynthia. All right. So thank you for that super chat. Latoya says, can the Outlander make-along be non-fiber crafts? Yes, it can. If you go and you make something that is considered an Outlander item, it can be like greeting cards, or maybe, I don't know what craft you might come up with, but I'm sure that it will be lovely and it will fit right into the Outlander inspired theme. Now, all you have to do is just tell me how you feel that it fits in, and I'm sure that your entry will be fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the chat in that post every time I draw. So then after I mark it, you will post again for the next drawing. That'll keep us all updated on who's entered and who's not. Deb asked her if she saw it, and then she went and watched it and she almost fainted. I know. What goes around comes around, meaning that when you are a giver, sometimes you will get. So how fun is that? That is so good news. Any other questions? I'm here for another 15 minutes, and I was thinking maybe I would pick up my crochet if nobody wanted to talk. Frida, are you on a delay? I'm thinking maybe you need to refresh that. Sowing and reaping is real. That is so cute, Kim. That is so cute. It is true. It is. So, Kim, when you went to Chicago, did you get to meet anybody, any other podcasters or anything there? And are we going to see a video that you may have taped over there? Lori, that sounds like something that the girls would have made in like for a wedding gift, because I have a wedding gift that someone did for myself, and it has the last name, the last initials or the person's, hers and his name on it. So yeah, I think that would fit in. A monogrammed embroidery wall hanging would fit into something like that. So the blanket isn't a one skein only project. No, I guess it isn't. It's any baby blanket. I happen to have chose the skinny cakes, and it's plenty big enough, but you could do a baby blanket in anything you want for this one. Oh my God. All right. So she didn't meet anybody there. You can do whatever you want, Ravini, in the Outlander stuff. I was just showing what I was doing in case people needed inspiration and wanted to know what I was doing. That's the only reason why I share that. And that's because a lot of people do like to do the pattern that I am doing, but you don't have to. Outlander goes to the end of the year. Bye, Catherine. Have a nice day. Thanks for stopping in. All right. I don't normally read the chat like this. No. Just happened to be. I've been working on a lot of stuff. I have worked on my knit sweater, the mint green one, yesterday for a while. Now I'm getting to that border on the bottom of the sweater. That's almost done. And then I'll start for the sleeves. And what else was I working on yesterday? Bye, Karen. You think that cowl would be good for guys too? Well, maybe. It might be. I like it though. I've made a couple of them, and the last one I made, I did 100 stitches, so it came out really drapey. Um, Nancy gave me this. I believe it was Nancy. I could be wrong. Cynthia says now she's doing 2 baby blankets. Yep, yep. I know. I'm trying to keep you all busy. This is the infinity scarf that I got in one of the smile mails from one of the girls. I did not make that. And a hat to match. It was just a beautiful idea that I believe Nancy gave me that. I could be wrong. I've had a lot of packages come in. So Claire was wearing it because I didn't have anything brand new to put on her. So I thought, what the heck? I'll put that on. Seeing we're talking about Outlander inspired, that colorway is very nice, I think, for Outlander. Oh, yes. Yes, Nancy says it was her. Hi, Nancy. I try to remember it. I usually have to go back to a video and watch it myself. So I just wanted to take this moment now. Someone brought it up to me. I am going to be doing a 1,500 subscriber giveaway whenever it appears, whenever it happens. And in the meantime, I'm going to get ready for it by asking all the creators here to send me in an 8-inch square, granny square, crocheted in acrylic yarn in a 4 medium, if you don't mind. Send it to my P.O. box, and I am going to take your squares, crochet them together, make an Afghan, and give that Afghan away. You can enter in. Everyone is encouraged to share the channel and enter into that Afghan giveaway. However, if you made a square, your name will be kept track of, and all the creators will be into a separate drawing for making the squares. So thank you, Dana. Dana's here. Thank you so much, Dana. I really appreciate the help. Handmade Designs HD says that she had a dream that I came there. You know, someday maybe I will. Yeah. I've made a couple scarves for my stepbrother, and he likes them. I think though that he would appreciate the knitted one better than the crocheted. I just, that's my opinion. I don't know. Depends on the guy, I guess. 8-inch square. An 8-inch square is what I'm looking for. That'll give me enough room to put on a border if I have to sew them together. Yep, and I'm looking to start sewing them together September 1st. So four-weight acrylic yarn, yes, 8 inches. Yep, thanks, Dana. Yeah. Okay, great. I'm so glad you caught that. Knitted or crocheted? Well, you know, I think it should probably be crocheted. So I'm going to go ahead and say that. If you actually wanted to send a knitted one, that I guess I could put it in, but I was looking for crochet at this time. So that will be up and coming. Also, I will be opening all the packages on my normal addictions videos. So that way you'll see who brought in, who sent me a square. And that's where I open most every mail that I get. And that's going to be fun just to watch them. There's a post for that in my Facebook group, also under the announcements tab, and I'm going to post the pictures of the squares and who donated them. If you don't want your name mentioned, then write me a little note that says that. But most of you don't have a problem with that. Plus, it gets your name into a different drawing too. Yes, 8 inches. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I did have a post for that, and it gives all the rules. But most of the giveaways and things are United States addresses for now because it is so expensive. So again, that's going to end up being United States. That doesn't mean someone outside the United States can't send in a square and have their love in the blanket, which is great. If I do hit 1,500 subscribers, that's when I plan on putting up a video that you will all be able to comment on, and that's how the drawing will end up being played out. So it will be fun to see everybody's squares. Be creative. Don't just do a simple one. Let me know. I mean, yeah, simple ones are great too, because you have to have that diversity in the blanket so that it's going to be so heirloomy and vintage looking, I think. Oh, okay. Well, you know how the internet is nowadays. Ever since 3D. What does 3D mean? Meaning the square can be 3D? I guess it could. Yeah, like if you had a flower pattern and your pattern. Hi, Petra. Oh my gosh, I'm going up in the world. All these celebrities have been coming in. That's awesome. Sounds like it's going to rain. And Dana's been here too. I know. It's so awesome. Any other questions before I go? It's winding down. I have lots of crocheting and knitting that I want to do today too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Your palette is open for the squares. Surprise me. This is one big, huge thing I wanted to do before, and I wanted to wait until I had enough people. You said Granny Square is, yeah, your pattern, whatever pattern that you want. I want them to be different. You're driving and listening. Oh my gosh. What state are you in, Dana? That makes you feel so like cool to have friends all over the place. Am I making a square too? Well, yeah, I'm going to make one. Why not? Definitely. I just haven't picked what border color yet. I'm going to say I probably will do some kind of off-white color for the border, and then I'll only do a couple rows of it, and then the outside edging will probably be some kind of purple. I just think that would be appropriate. Everybody likes purple, right? If you want to send more than one, fine, but I don't know how many I'm going to get. So if I get way too many and the blanket's too big, I will save some squares and I will probably do it again another year or something. I just think it's so cool because I'm going to end up giving away the blanket. We're talking about a blanket that I'm going to collect squares for. 8-inch squares, acrylic yarns, any pattern that you want. 4 medium weight. Send it to me and your square will be put into a blanket and that blanket will be given away for my 1,500 subscriber giveaway. I don't know when it'll be, but I'm going to be assembling the blanket starting September 1st. So get your squares in the next 2 months. So Crystal, I think, is your name, and you're in Sayreville, New Jersey. And I couldn't find a post about this in the Facebook group. Is that something that is coming? My Facebook group has the post. It has a picture of Granny Squares right now, and it is in the announcements tab of that group. And I also said a few things about it on the last couple videos that I put up. Oh, you found a book at Ollie's with Granny Squares in it. Awesome. Hi, Lisa. Lisa's in Canada, right? Yep. Yep, they must have had a raid from somewhere else and came over because of 43 people here. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it warmed up. It's quite warm here. Yeah, yesterday the house was horrible hot. Yeah, it didn't take long to turn into the humidity went up. Yeah, there's a lot of people that came from the other live, I think. Well, I'm glad that I do one. That's the Facebook group link right there. And Dana said something about the Christmas in July fairies and that they're going to be looking for videos to be going up pretty soon. And I did not do that last year. So I think that will be on the I'm not sure whether I want to do it list, but I might now. Let me think about it a little bit longer. I was invited to the group, yes, and I possibly might do it. But then again, I might just be a follower, like, that's fun too. There's so many other things that I'm doing, you know. All right, well, you know what? We went over the hour, and I probably should say goodbye. I don't want to. I'd rather pick up my crocheting, as you well know, but I haven't had breakfast yet, and we've had water out and on, off all week long. We've had water for a little while, and then we've been working on it, turning it off and working on it, putting it back on. So it's been a very stressful week for that. But thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate all of you. Please let me know what you think about that. Yeah. It's the July fairy thing. Yeah. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. I hope you're having a great weekend. Bye now.